Hello, everyone. Some people are having trouble with the project too, so let's just quickly take a look at the outline and how to set that up and get going with it. Now, remember that there is a lecture on it, so be sure that you watch that, and also be sure that you watch how to choose your topic and your author so that you get a good feel for what each of the authors stand for in their lives. Also, remember that you do have a lot of resources within the content folders. You've got information on Camus and some of the other authors as well. You may not even have to do any outside research, just depending on your topic. So be sure that you go through and you look at that. We've also done discussions on these things, and one of the choices on some of those was author work. So be sure that you look at those as well as the PowerPoint slide that you did. If that's your author, then you've got a starting point. Some of the other students in the class have done other authors, so look at those projects as well. So think about tying an author to your topic. And again, go back and watch how to do that in that lecture. All right, so let's take a look. Let's say, for example, that you're working with Hitchcock. I like working with Hitchcock. He's quite a character. I'll just say that. So maybe my thesis is Hitchcock would think that rape on college campuses is not a crime. Now, I can lock myself in or I can leave it kind of general like this. So if I wanted to lock myself in, I might say Hitchcock would think that rape on college campuses is not a crime because of his background with women. So see how I locked myself in? Now I can only talk about the connection to my topic, rape on college campuses, to his background with women. I can't do anything else. Whereas with the first one, it's wide open. I could talk about when he was a child or, how his mother was overbearing, or I don't know if that's true or not, but um, you get the main point there on it. All right. So for your point or claim, if I'm using the first one, my first point or claim might be that um, Hitchcock has been charged with sexual harassment claims against many of his leading ladies. Now, I can tie that next to the evidence here if I wanted to, or I could probably put a citation there as needed. Okay. Now, where's the evidence on that? I have to prove this claim is true, and that's what he's thinking on this. So what I want to do is springboard out here, and I'm just going to search for Hitchcock and sexual harassment claims. I spelled that wrong, against leading ladies. Okay, then let's see what we get. Now, again, you're going to have to bet these. Here's one from BBC. Okay, that might be good. The first ones, I don't know. I have no idea. Literary Hub. That sounds like somebody's blog or some company that's running something. I don't know. IndieWire, no, I'm not aware of it. I would have to check it out. I'm just going to leave it. Britain Film, no idea. All right. Daily Mail, UK, that's a fairly established publication. That one might be good to use. Again, BBC is good. The Atlantic, okay. That might be a good one. I know that that's a well-established. Vanity Fair, well-established. I can also go to Google Scholar. Let me see if I can get that back. Yeah, here we go. I want to go to Google Scholar and try to get just the scholarly, see what comes up there. There's also a website that searches just law cases. You could try that as well. There's a Sage Journal article on it. National Center, that might have some info on. Lawsuit, that doesn't look like it. We get some of the same sources that scholars at Harvard. Okay, something like this. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. We just have to check it out. But you'll have to vet your sources. Make sure those are good sources. No, remember, Wikipedia cannot be cited. So if you're using Wikipedia as a starting point, and a lot of people might do that, remember that you must scroll to the bottom. This info can be edited or put in. If I wanted to say Hitchcock was a alien lizard from Mars, I could put that in there, and someone would have to vet that themselves. So we just don't use Wikipedia. It's not a valid source. But remember that Wikipedia will combine a lot of really valid sources, and you have to vet these too. So British Years in Print, wow. Legacy of Alfred Hitchcock, that one might be good. Now, I don't know. I would have to take a look and make sure it's okay. Here's one from, let's see, Far Out. I don't know about that one. Calvin, New York Times article on it. And we saw that pop up in another place too over there. So vet your sources. No dictionaries, no encyclopedias, unless you're just giving me a basic definition about something. If you were telling me that sexual harassment is, quote, and you took that from a dictionary, I'm probably going to let that pass on through. But we cannot use anything like that as valid academic sources. Those are not peer-reviewed journal articles and things. Of course, some of us have out-of-the-box topics, so I am aware of that and try to take that into consideration when looking at sources. So that I would need to make sure that I have evidence for that. So let's say that I pull the article from Vanity Fair and I put in the evidence. Hitchcock, let me take off the bold there. Hitchcock is charged with one count of sexual harassment by Tippin, who was a leading lady in The Birds, as well as several other of his movies. And again, your citation, if you're working with MLA or APA, according to your college, would go there. Period always goes after those. And your citation would have to have a signal phrase, an article by Vanity Fair author Sam Smith. So is that? And I could leave it like that. All right. So, but again, it's an outline. They don't have to be full sentences. You're just jotting your ideas, getting where you're going. You're going to need a lot more evidence. All right. It's a 3 to 4 page essay. A lot of evidence. Keep pushing it. Keep pushing it. Find the more evidence. Back that up. You might have another one. Another um, essay by uh, an esteemed professor of Harvard states Hitchcock uh, was uh, used sexual language in regards to Tippin. All right, and again, your citation would go there. Okay, so keep going. I'm going to need more evidence. And then for your explanation, let's tie that all together. What does all this mean? Okay, what does it all mean? Or you might have a revelation. Although never convicted, there's my revelation. Aha, he's never convicted for anything. Although never convicted, Hitchcock was legally served papers by courts for his discrimination. Maybe I should say sexual discrimination, right? Specific there. Against leading ladies or against actresses who starred in his films. How's that go? Okay. Now, I not only gave an aha, he was never convicted, but it sums everything up. So that explanation, it comes right back to your topic sentence. It's kind of a restatement. Some people will actually restate word for word, just kind of restate. Some people will give that revelation. This is what it all means. Aha, or some people if you're moving into another paragraph, that it continues that, but you don't like those really long, we don't like those long paragraphs, we lose the readers. Sometimes that paragraph will continue on so that your topic sentence might actually conclude that. That always throws me off. I'm looking for those topic sentences, y'all, but I can handle it. All right. Okay, so again, it would be a 3 to 4 pager. So your point or claim to would go here. All right. Another reason, if you're just locked into the background with women, maybe your next point or claim might be Hitchcock's mother played a huge role in his mannerisms and behaviors and his behavior. How about that? That if I throw both in, I got to prove both in his behavior towards women. Now I'm headed into some psychological stuff, so I might need some psychiatrist proof to pull in and prove these things. Remember too, we want to stick with works readings that we've worked with in the course. It just makes it so much easier. If you're springboarding out to pull in some other work that's absolutely necessary, please do not give me a full summary. 1 to 2 sentence summary and moving on. If you're using Kafka's, I don't know, let's see, I'm trying to think. If you're using the trial, for example, maybe um, you would use that as proof that he wrote about chaos in life or something like that. Um, I don't know, y'all. Just remember that a 1 or 2 sentence summary is all that's needed. You're not analyzing that exact work, but in this case, you might be with your thesis, but this one is not. And some of you are having a hard time coming up with that thesis. So go back to that lecture on how to choose your author and look at the connections. Look at the author's backgrounds, their words, their statements. Vonnegut, for example, might be a good one to work with if you've got some kind of social media or screen time epidemics or technology, because he believed that technology was not always going to be used for good things and that we were going to get ourselves in a bind with that. And here we are with AI, right? So go back and look at that lecture and choose only the one author and then use the works from the course as well if you need to. You don't have to. You might be working with just your research from outside there. You don't have to use that. It's not required. There are also plenty of pieces within the course content folders there. So go in and take a look at those. And as always, if you need help, please reach out.